we should be live. Let me check YouTube, make sure we are. I don't know why I have my headset on, because I don't need it. But we are going to continue doing our little tier list here of all the couples. There have been a couple that have already been mentioned in the chat. Now, sadly, we're doing one that's pretty much based off the show just because of how the tier list was. But Ned and Cersei, interesting one. What would have happened or changed if Ned and Cersei had gotten together? Who knows? Littlefinger and Sansa. Personally, not a huge fan on that one. Not gonna lie, it's not my favorite. Edmure and Cersei. That's another interesting one. What if Cersei had been married to Edmure instead? Bit of an age difference there, a bit of an age gap, but what if maybe that had happened after Robert dies? I don't know how that would even come to pass, honestly, but, you know, Catelyn and Jaime to end the war, maybe. Again, you'd have to do a lot of things for that to happen, but interesting. And the next one that we have on our little tier list, and we're not going to do all of these because some of these are just stupid in my opinion, or they're show only. So they're either stupid or show only. But we have Sansa and the Hound. This one to me is a little weird. It's really weird, especially looking at how old Sansa is, how old the Hound is. But I guess we'll do it. I'm gonna put this in the chat, and then I'll respond to chat a little bit more. I'm not putting S tier because I don't think this should actually. Hold on, this doesn't deserve A tier either. We're gonna do B, C, D, F. I don't know how this gets higher than B. Hold on. I'm struggling here. All right. Hi, Metal. How are you? What's up? How was your new year? My new year was pretty good, Violet. Nothing crazy. I was off New Year's Eve, which was kind of nice. Just kind of hung out with friends and stuff. And it was pretty good. No complaints. No complaints. How was yours, Violet? Ned and Ashara is the best couple. Catelyn, Cuck, stop. They would be a pretty good couple. I think that would have been a pretty cool one if Ned and Ashara had been able to have a full, like, public relationship. Sansa is creepy? Yes, I agree. On what basis are we rating these pairings? I don't know. I guess how they function as a relationship, if they theoretically got into one, in this case, or... yeah, I don't know. Like, to me, I just think this one's F because it's just weird and it just shouldn't happen. But I don't know. Stan said LMA Tumblr's back. Yes. By the way, I watched your video this morning, House of the Stag. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I wasn't sure. Some of those shows I forgot even came out in 2022. Like, Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett felt like so long ago, and I got all the painful memories of that show. That's what they've always called it on Reddit. I did not know that, but that is an interesting one. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Sansa and the Hound to me should be F tier. I don't know who's voting above F tier, but 2022 feels like such a long year. I don't know. For me, it actually went by pretty quick. I will say, like, yeah, I don't know. Looking back on it, it went by pretty quick for me, but I got a late Christmas gift. It was a painting of my cat's face wearing a Nightwing suit. That's actually really awesome. I know, so my aunt and my uncle, they had lost their dog recently, and for Christmas, basically, my uncle got my aunt, like, it was like a painting of the dog. It was really cool. But yeah, I don't know. That's really cool. Let me know, what are your guys' New Year's goal? Because we didn't do a New Year's stream, really. We did, like, it was really a couple days before New Year's. But what are your guys' New Year's goals? Like, what do you guys want to accomplish in 2023? Let me know. I kind of did a video on mine already, but I'll talk about mine if you guys want me to. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to 2023. I'm really not looking forward to school. I start school next week, and I'm really not looking forward to driving 4 out of the 5 days. It's gonna be a fun time paying for gas. That's all I'll say. At least gas is coming down. But yeah, so just off of your guys' consensus, I know there's not a ton of you in chat yet, but You know what? Actually, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I'll keep it. I'll let it go for a little bit longer. Hit the gym, get bigger, do good with my new job, take more classes. That's always a good thing. I've also been trying to hit the gym. Well, okay, so for me, hitting the gym means going down to my basement where I have all of my workout stuff, but that is always good. Good luck with your new job, Metal. I know we talked about this in the past. Good luck with that. John Val is also a great couple. Shame that there aren't many fan fictions with that pairing, as it is much. It's mostly just either her. I actually think John and Val would also be a pretty good couple, and I could see that happening towards the end of the story. I don't think during the main story, but I think like at the end, if John's still alive and maybe he has some similar ending to the show, I think that would be really cool for John. I actually wish we had him on this tier list. I don't know. I really just don't have good luck with making tier lists myself. I just can't get this site to work. But I don't know. I kind of want to do like a House of the Dragon with some of the more book ones, but I want to reread the books again. Haven't done a full read since 2018. Well, you should definitely do one, Jesse. I try to reread them once a year, more or less. So I just got done rereading Ned 1. I've read it like 3 times now because I read it once after Danny won because I just wanted to, and then I read it again, and then I read it a 3rd time when I do my notes. So the way I do those videos is I read a page, take my notes for that page in a Google Doc, and then just go through the chapter, and then I'll use that Google Doc for the stream we do on Fridays, and then also the actual video. So yeah, I feel like this reread I'm gonna like learn more, like I guess see more things than I usually do because of how much I'm focusing in. But yeah, I forgot about Boba Fett too. Yeah, that show is, like you said in your video, the beginning of it was really cool. I was like really invested at the beginning, and then it just became Mandalorian, and I'm just like, okay. It kind of took me out of it. Like especially when Boba Fett wasn't even in one of the episodes, if I'm remembering correctly. It was like episode 5 or 4, one of the two, where it literally wasn't like Boba Fett wasn't even in the episode. I'm just like, it's Book of Boba Fett, but one of the pages Boba Fett just got left out, I guess. I don't know. You should definitely reread them again, Metal. They're fantastic. Hi Mar, how are you? All right, so I think we just kind of put them in F. I think this is kind of ew. This is just it's not good. All right, I think one of the best relationships, if not the best, John and Ygritte. Okay, now anything below an A, in my opinion, is a travesty. I don't know why it's tragedy as well, but we can't. This is a power couple, to say the least. Don't remind me of Boba Fett. I'm sorry. I mean, Boba Fett was not as disappointing as Kenobi was. Like, Kenobi, because this is my thing. So, for a lot of people, right, or maybe not a lot of people, but they grew up on maybe the originals, or they always liked the originals. That was never me. So, for me, certain shows like Boba Fett don't have as much meaning to them. But Kenobi, because it is the prequel characters, right? It's, after Revenge of the Sith. It's a lot of the characters that I grew up with going, basically merging into the characters of the originals. And for me, that show broke me just because it wasn't really anything that I wanted from the show. What I wanted from the show, right? Like what I want going into Kenobi, I wanted, and House of the Stag, I think you said this perfectly. I wanted them to explore the mental states or the psychology of both Obi-Wan Kenobi and also Darth Vader or Anakin. So I wanted them to go into that. Like, how is their dynamic? Did these characters feel regret? Did they this or that? And I liked the relationship between Obi-Wan and Leia, but the problem is when they did that, I think they didn't focus on Obi-Wan as much, which is what I really cared about. Like, I didn't really care about the whole track down Leia thing because it didn't really have any weight to it. We know Leia, for one, is going to be fine after all this, and 2, it just kind of adds more questions. So to me, I just wasn't a fan of the plot at all, and the direction that they went with the show. And it's really unfortunate because that is the show that broke me on Star Wars for Disney. And I've heard Andor's really good and all of that, and that's fine. I'm glad that it's doing well. I just don't have any interest in it, and at this point, all of my favorite characters or characters I've enjoyed at this point have really been either destroyed or are just irrelevant. So I just don't have any reason for me personally to invest any time in any type of Star Wars content that is made by Disney. But yeah, my dad and I were so disappointed. Yeah, my dad's a huge Star Wars fan, and Force Awakens and also The Last Jedi really broke him because again, these are all his characters that he grew up with. So, you know, it had promise, but they tried throwing too many things in too quickly. If they had long time with the Tusken Raiders or him trying to gain respect out of the town, it could have been more fleshed out. I agree, Metal. I agree. And the thing is that this is what's so frustrating is they had a chance to do that. But then they added in Mando and all this other stuff that didn't need to be in the show, really. Like, you know, what you get out of Book of Boba Fett now is it felt like it was an advertisement for Mando. Like, it felt like, oh, you like this character of Mando, or you like this or that, or Grogu? Okay, go watch Mando season 3. Like, that's what it felt like to me. But they're just forcing you to watch one show to understand the other. I hope HBO is more capable when it comes to their ice and fire. Yeah, exactly. And this is the same thing with Marvel too. Marvel's the exact same. Where back in the day, right? It didn't really feel like in Marvel specifically, you didn't need to watch all the other movies. But it helped if you did, because you would pick up on things and you'd be like, wow, that's a cool wink to the camera. Especially in the very early stages, like in phase 1, phase 2, you didn't need to watch those movies or the previous movies. You could watch them and enjoy them. And now a lot of things like Marvel, Star Wars have really dived into milk the series that they have out to where you have to watch them. And because of that, the quality comes down and all that. I don't know. Boba Fett was way cooler and more badass in Mando season 2. I didn't even know. Wait, he was in Mando season 2? I haven't actually watched Mando. I've watched the first season of Mando and I kind of got bored. I wanted in the Kenobi show a resurrected Grievous that would be so cool if Grievous was in it. This is another thing I'm scared to ask for is I would love a Count Dooku show, like where he becomes like, you know, evil, or how he gets to the point he is, and by the time we get to Attack of the Clones, that would be a really cool show. But I'm just scared they wouldn't do it right. So I don't know. I mean, I'm a huge Darth Maul person. If you guys have seen the Instagram for the channel, I dress up as Darth Maul for Halloween. I would love for them to fully look at his character. Jesse, I've not seen that, but that is interesting. Absolutely, there was so much they could have done with how much remorse both had. They could have done so many things. Yeah, and that's the thing is you also could have tapped into something that's even more interesting, is Darth Vader's relationship with Darth Sidious or Emperor Palpatine. It would have been interesting to see because that would have built so much into Return of the Jedi, right? It could have continued to build upon the strife between the two. Driving by to wish you all a happier year. Good night. Thank you for your kind words, and good night to you. Sending my love, Grease, and chat. Only dropping by for a few minutes. Sounds good, Billy Bob. Thank you for the love as always. Imagine being a main fan and not watching Boba Fett. Season 2 finale, he gives away Grogu, then season 3 starts, and Grogu is... Yeah, that's the thing is you're forced to watch those things, and they set up that. I am right there with you, Billy Bob, on Disney Star Wars. That show is out. I can't remember. It's called Star Wars Tales of the Jedi. It shows Dooku's descent to... Oh, they actually have that? That's really cool. I might have to look at that. I'd heard something about it, but I didn't know they actually specifically went into Dooku's descent. That's actually really cool. Just imagine we get a Dunk and Egg show, and halfway through it just focuses on Bloodraven to promote a show about him. Yeah, that would be really bad. I won't like... And that's the thing is they could do a Bloodraven show, and it would be really cool to watch. But don't do it in that way, like how you said. But that'll be really awesome if we ever get a Dunk and Egg show. All right, S tier for John and Egret. All right. I respect that. I think that's a solid. I think that's a solid spot. Um, the next one is one I really am not a fan of. Danny and Dario is one of my major complaints with Danny in A Dance with Dragons, and even a little before that as well. But I don't know. I don't think they're S tier, so I'm not gonna leave S tier in there. Like, I don't even think anyone would ever argue that. So I'll just do like A, B, C, D for this. If you guys do want me to put S, so maybe we'll redo it. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's the way I want them to do a story, right? Especially if you're gonna do a prequel, is Better Call Saul, right? And House of Stag, you touched on this early or in your video. In my opinion, Better Call Saul is its own show that rewards you if you have watched Breaking Bad. Like, you can watch all of Better Call Saul and never seen Breaking Bad and still follow the show. It's its own story, it's its own thing going on, right? And that's what I think a show should be, right? You should be able to have a standalone series where you don't have to watch something else to understand what's going on. And we'll that kind of builds upon like the Jon Snow show as well, where I'm interested to see how they're going to do it based upon the fact that are they going to do it where it's like a standalone story where you didn't really have to understand what was going on at the end of Game of Thrones to understand Jon's story. I'm interested to see how they would do that. Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad. That is a very controversial take, Jesse. I don't know if I'd go that far. I think Breaking Bad is better personally. And the reason I say that is Better Call Saul, and I've seen this so many times from either its reviewers, critics of the show. A lot of people kind of stopped watching the early, like maybe season 2, whatever, and then came back later on because, again, the show got really popular and all that. I think Better Call Saul is a very great show, and it pays off everything from the beginning to the end. But I think the one weakness of Better Call Saul is it starts a little slow. It takes its time developing its characters, but because you do that, there are certain things that it's just like, it loses your, I guess, your audience a little bit, like, because it's how slow it is early on. And I personally don't have a problem with that, but I know a lot of other people have in the past. And I think Breaking Bad is quite literally the opposite approach. Breaking Bad just gets going. Like, it's an intriguing concept right all the way, and it just gets into it. So you're never really like bored. Like, there are times in Better Call Saul where it's like it can be a little slow. And that's kind of how I felt about it, but I just kind of went through because I knew it was a good show. It should be exciting to get the references from the original, but not necessary to understand the spinoff. Exactly, Violet. That's exactly how you should build either a prequel show, a follow-up show. It's where you should have these ideas, but it shouldn't be pivotal to the story. Do you think that Jon Snow wrote the pink letter? The reason is that the world of A Song of Ice and Fire is black and white, but Jon is very, very white, and this contradicts. Is it possible that Jon did, but his plan failed? So personally, I think Ramsay wrote the pink letter. I'm not sure what motivation Jon would have for writing the pink letter. Give me some of your reasoning, Mara, as to why you would think more on why Jon personally like being motivated to write the pink letter. Better Call Saul has a slow start, but it got better with the later seasons. Yes, of course. I think it picks up like pretty quickly, but not quickly. I think the first season kind of, it has its moments, but it does kind of go at a snail's pace to develop its characters to set up for the next couple seasons. And then I do think it gets going. Yeah, I just couldn't deal with Chuck early on. Fair enough. But I do really enjoy Chuck and Jimmy's like relationship and how that kind of comes to a plateau in the seasons. I can see that, Jesse. I can see that. Hi, Matthew. How are you? All right. So you guys have Dario and Danny in C tier. I think that's a solid placement. Probably where I would have them as well. I like, you know, they're a fine little like relationship. They're more like friends with benefits than anything. But I don't know. Now we have this is an even weirder one, because if you're going off of book Danny and Jorah, this is an ew one, okay? Like this is a weird one. But if we're going off of show, so personally, if I was you guys voting, I would go off of book, and that's why I'm doing B, C, D, and F. If you're going off of show, this would be much different. But book Jorah and book Dany's relationship is massively different, right? Because Jorah, he just kind of comes off as like just a pedophile, like a creep to Dany, and he forces himself kind of onto her to like kiss her and stuff. It is a really weird dynamic between the two, and I'm just not a fan. Like, this is definitely for me another F tier. It's like if the Hound had made more advances on Sansa. Is almost how I feel about their relationship. I saw a video recently about the Pink Letter. I haven't watched it yet, but the video suggests that Wyman manually wrote the Pink Letter, but I'm in the same belief that Ramsay wrote the letter. I'm trying to think about why Wyman manually would write it. Because realistically, right, Wyman doesn't know all the political climate at the Wall, we would have to think. So, I don't know what angle Wyman would have for doing that. I don't know. F tier, but yeah, I agree. Should be an F tier. The GM did a Reddit post about it too. I still think I think Mance is much more likely to have written it than someone like Wyman. Hi Logan. Hi Logan. For anyone that doesn't know, this is one of my real life friends in chat, Logan. No, just no. Book Jorah is creepy as hell. Yes, he is creepy. He's not it. It's just so crazy to me how like different book to show. Like there are two completely different takes on this character. But I like the show's version much more. I think that's one of the better changes the show did to that. Jon Snow's in the cause. He leaves his sister Arya in the arms of the bastard Ramsay and Winterfell in the hands of the Traitor, and he really wants to leave the Wall. Yeah, but my question here is like, how would he wouldn't need to craft the Pink Letter to leave the Wall. Like you know, like he doesn't need to craft it to leave the Wall. Like, I don't know. And also there's certain information in there that I don't think Jon would really know. And that also doesn't fit Jon's character in my opinion either. So, I don't know, Mar. It's an interesting theory, but I don't buy into it. I agree, Violet, I agree. Also, Emilia Clarke being like significantly older than what Dany's supposed to be. Like, she's only supposed to be 13 at the beginning of the story. Also probably made it a bit different of a dynamic. I agree, Matthew. I think, yeah, that would have been much better. All right, F tier for Jorah and Dany. All right. I like that. I think that's where that relationship deserves to be. All right. Again, I think this is another pretty good relationship. I don't know if I would put it in S tier, but Dany and Drogo is one of those ones where it's like a forced relationship kind of goes well. It's a weird situation, but it kind of works out. I don't know. What do you guys think about Dany and Jorah? Or not Jorah, Drogo. I'm genuinely interested because they both kind of start to love each other. It kind of works out. I'm interested to see what you guys think about this one. It's still a little weird because, again, Dany's 13. Drogo's supposed to be, like, no older than 30. So it's still a weird relationship. But in Game of Thrones, like A Song of Ice and Fire world, it's one of the better ones, I would say. I wish Jorah had joined the Golden Horn and appeared in the Aegon story. That would be a good one. I need to check out the Wyman Pink Letter video. That's an interesting take. I've always believed Mance wrote the letter, but maybe Mance and Wyman are working together. That's possible. Okay, so that would be how Wyman does it. If Wyman is the person behind the Pink Letter, he had to have gotten someone's help. Because there's just information and things Wyman does not have access to, in my opinion, to do the Pink Letter. Definitely agree. Creepy? Yeah, it's a weird one to me. Because it's like, by today's standards, really weird, right? It's more or less the equivalent of the Hound and Sansa, or even Jorah and Dany, or Sansa and Littlefinger. But it's a weird one because it kind of works out, which is weird. I don't know. Mance and Barbara. I could see Mance and Barbara Dustin much more than I could Wyman manually. Did you do it? Ooh, that's a good one. Let me write that in my book. I got a little book for Christmas, and I've been writing all of like my video or stream stuff for each week. So we'll do that. Pink letter writers. We'll see. That'll be an interesting one. Is the one of the most healthy? Exactly. It's like it's weird because their actual relationship is quite healthy. Like their relationship works, but on the outside, it's a little weird. A little weird. Yes, Jorah was in the Golden Company at one point. I'm pretty sure Matthew's correct on that. He just leaves at some point. I think he regrets not accepting Stannis' offer. If accepted Stannis' offer, he'll be able to save Arya, save the North, and avenge his family. I guess smart, but I think Jon's main priority, and we see all of his actions in Dance of the Dragons, are quite literally the opposite of that. It's trying to save humanity, trying to defeat the others. Sir Pounce wrote the pink letter? Yeah, agreed. Drogo respects Dany more than the Lords of Westeros do their wives? Yeah. Like, that's something that's interesting, is that... Is it storming outside? Either someone just banged something really loud outside the house, or it is lightning and thundering outside. I don't know. So if my power goes out or something, you guys will know why. Or if the stream stops, you'll know why. But it is weird, because, like, if you think about Drogo and Dany's first night, there's this idea, right, that Drogo, like, is not going to force himself on Dany. Like, he doesn't want her to be sad and crying and what all this. And that's very different than a lot of Westeros. A lot of Westeros, dude would just have his way with her, and then, yeah. So it does show that Drogo has, like, restraint. He is different than a lot of men, and then it does help with their relationship. But yeah, it's a mixed bag on their relationship. I definitely agree. Hi, Random Stuff. How are you? Wasn't it kind of consensual in the books, unlike Jorah, who just forces himself on her and tries to remove her from all the other men? Yes. Or no. Hold on. Wasn't it kind of consensual in the books? Unlike Jorah, who just... Yes. So, sorry, I kind of misread your question or statement there, my name. But yes, you are correct. They definitely wanted to... like, you know, have a relationship. Definitely not outside of your house banging a war drum. Wouldn't surprise me, Matthew. Wouldn't surprise me. All right, so it looks like we got A. I think that's a solid... Actually, it's tied. Okay. So we're all over the place on Dany and Drogo's relationship right now. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to redo this vote. We're going to do Dany and Drogo, but we're only going to have A... Okay, I can't type, lads. We're going to do A and B. Let's do A and B. All right. Hi, Nat. Or what was I about to say? Hi, Ashley. I think I was trying to combine Ashley and I don't know what was going on there. But hi, Ashley. How are you? How is your New Year's? All right. Yeah, it looks... Okay, it's only been 4 votes, but so far, it looks like we're going to be putting him in B. Which I think is a good situation. Because let's think about the relationships in B. Like, Tyrion and Sansa is also kind of a little weird. But, like, Tyrion tries to be a good husband to her and stuff like that. So I could see B. I think B makes a lot of sense for this. All right, we're going to go ahead and do B. You guys are kind of doing B. We'll do B. Maybe that one changes in the future. Maybe we have a revote. I don't know. All right, Jaime and Brienne. This one hasn't really deteriorated, or what was I going to say? I don't know. Jaime and Brienne hasn't really happened in the book, but there does seem like there may be something building there. This is a show. It's not really a show-only thing, because it has been maybe hinted at. But what do you guys think about Jaime and Brienne? I think this is an interesting one, because it's not a relationship yet. It's kind of one of those where, like, we have to maybe conceive of what it would be like. But I am interested. I'm interested to see what you guys think on that one. If he accepts Stannis' offer, he will become Lord of Winterfell, and he'll be able to receive the wildling and not make them an addition to the army of the others, in addition to what I said before. So, here's the thing. If Jon becomes Lord of Winterfell, he is not commanding the wall. So in actuality, what he just did, what you're saying, John actually would be committing treason technically, because the wall does not. Again, though, if the wall does not want to do that, they are not bound by the North to do that. So I don't know, maybe, but I just think a lot of things, Mar, that you're trying to say for John don't really fit his character, and that's my main issue with it. Is a lot of the situations that would have to occur for that to happen don't really fit his character arc and dance, but I don't know. They certainly have an interesting relationship. There's a lot of built-in respect between the two. Yes, I agree. Older agrees. I'm well and cold. Snowed here again. How about I? You know, I know you're talking to Matthew, but it's actually pretty warm here. So how does that make you feel? Ashley, how does that make you feel? It's actually like it's in I think it was like 50s today, so it was pretty nice actually. Agreed, Can. Agreed. Brienne was, I think, the perfect thing for Jamie, but yeah, I don't know. Also, while we're at it, I'm going to add another tier. So let's add row below. And we are going to name this one NA. So I'm going to put stuff on here that just wasn't a thing. Like Rob and Theon were brothers. John and Danny they haven't even met before, so we're not doing that because it's books. John and Arya is no. John and Sansa, no. Like they're related, just no. Sansa and Ramsay haven't seen each other before. Theon and Sansa, there's never really been anything implied or even suggested that the two have a thing. The Hound and Arya is even more weird. Marjorie and Sansa, no. These two haven't even met. No. So these are the ones we're gonna do. Those are the ones we're gonna do because there's actually something there. Anyone else wish they included that badass Brienne diving scene? Yeah, that would have been really cool. That would have been a really cool scene if they had done that. What's up, Grease? You betting on Josh Allen or Joe Burrow tonight? So, Water, I don't know how the playoffs work for fantasy on ESPN, but if it's 2-round, I'm okay. But if it's only a 1-round like thing or 1-week thing, I am screwed. I need Joe Burrow to throw for like 50 points because the person I'm going against has Josh Allen on his fantasy team and has T. Higgins. So I need Josh Allen to just shit the bed, and then I need T. Higgins to just not even play the game. And I'm also down 10 points going into it. So you see my problem. Yeah, and so I'm rooting for Joe Burrow tonight. I do think the Bengals are going to win regardless. They're at home. I just trust Joe Burrow more. I think Joe Burrow is more clutch. I know this is a hot take. I know a lot of people think not Joe Burrow. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, top 2 quarterbacks in the NFL. I would go like Mahomes, and then I would go Burrow. I think Burrow is more clutch. I trust him more in those situations. Josh Allen this year has been not as good in the red zone. He's been throwing a lot of interceptions, a lot of turnovers. So I just trust Joe Burrow more, personally. Also, he is my starting quarterback in fantasy, so I have a certain amount of loyalty to that man. Greece, I'm insanely jealous. 50s will be nice. Yeah, this is the first day in probably a month where I really didn't even wear a hoodie. I didn't wear a jacket. I just had a long sleeve shirt on when I went to get groceries today. So it was literally 12 degrees, and then 3 days later, it was, yeah, exactly, Violet. That is exactly right. Gotta get a cup of Joe in you, Ashley. It's pretty warm up here and almost. Yeah, that's true, Matthew. You're really feeling the cold. 10 men are worth more than a 15-year-old boy and hated. Sands will get the North in exchange for 10 men replacing John. I don't know, Mar. Playoffs should be one. So Water, but here's my thing. My first round of playoffs, right, was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks long. Now it is only a 7-man thing, so maybe that's why, but I don't know. You just now got the live stream notification? That's not what you like to see. YouTube's not putting in the shift today. Depends how it's set up, to be honest, but usually even if it's a 2-week championship, this should be the last week. Fuck, that's not what I want to hear. Saquon Barkley and Nick Chubb did not have a good week for me. Also, DeAndre Hopkins got injured, and Debo was supposed to come back this week. He also got injured as well. Not good, not good. And I have a perfect season right now. I am undefeated going into the last week. But in better news, and that's for the fantasy for the channel, because we have a fantasy football for the actual channel. And it looks like I'm probably not going to win that, which is unfortunate, but I don't know. In my other fantasy football league, I am going to win, though, because Mike Evans dropped 50 points, so love to see that. Burrow over Allen is an extremely hot take. I might have Burrow at 5 after Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, and maybe Roger. Really? Now, to me, that's an extremely hot take, because I've had Herbert and Joe Burrow all season as my quarterbacks, and Joe Burrow has performed massively better than Herbert has. So, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Water. My Steelers beat the Ravens in Baltimore in amazing fashion. That was pretty awesome. Ashley, I'm going to be honest. I wanted the Steelers to lose. The Patriots right now are in a weird position going into the last week. If they win, next week they're in. But they're playing the Bills, so I don't have a lot of hope on that. So the next idea would be, okay, the Jets have to beat the Dolphins, which I think is possible. But if the Dolphins and the Patriots both lose and Steelers win, the Steelers get in. So I was really hoping the Steelers were going to lose last night, but they did not. I didn't get a notification either. I was going through YouTube and saw you with the red dot. Wow. Okay, YouTube. Not putting in a shift today. I see how it is. All right. Jamie and Brienne will be an S. All right. I will say, though, I'm glad you guys liked the Viserys video. The Viserys video that I did, what was it, Saturday on New Year's Eve, is the best video performance-wise, like view-wise, of the last month, like in a certain amount of time. So I want to see if you guys thank you for that. Put a little bit of extra work into that one, and I really enjoyed recording and editing that one. So I'm glad you guys seem like you enjoyed that video. All right, Jamie and Cersei. Very odd relation. Why did I put Jamie? I'm getting flashbacks to doing the brackets. Okay. This is a very... I don't even know if I should put S in this. Like, the relationship's so weird that, like... I don't know how to do that. We're going to do it this way. This should be fine. Because they're terrible for each other. They're also doing some incest. I don't know. I think... Should I do... Okay, guys, do you think I should put F in this? Because I'm genuinely, like, rethinking this now, and I'm like, D or F is probably where they should be at, but I don't know. I could be biased as a Chargers fan, but Herbert didn't have his top 2 receivers in his best O-line most of the season. No Chase has missed time, but Higgins is... Yeah, that's a good point, Water. I didn't really think about that. That's a good point. I don't know. I think, to me, Water, it also depends on how Herbert plays in the postseason. If Herbert comes out and shows me that he can win in the playoffs, I would consider putting him above Burrow, depending on how Burrow, like, performs in the playoffs and all that as well. How can we be friends after this first dark start? Now my Steelers. Ashley, it's not my fault, okay? And here's the thing. I not only don't like the Steelers, like, I'm not a fan of the Steelers, I hate the Steelers. Okay, so, again, my first experiences with football were I liked the Arizona Cardinals. Because I grew up around the St. Louis area when literally I was born a couple months, like, after the Rams won the Super Bowl. Right? Or I think it was just a month after. So I was born and raised to be a Rams fan, but they sucked, throughout my younger part of my life till they moved. And I became a Cardinals fan because they had Kurt Warner, who was the Rams quarterback during that time, and Larry Fitzgerald. I still have a Larry Fitzgerald like thing on my wall next to my Stark banner. You guys can't see it in the webcam, I don't think. And the Cardinals, they were going to win the Super Bowl, it looked like. And then Ben Roethlisberger and Santonio Holmes did their nonsense. And ever since, I've hated the Steelers. Also, being a Patriots fan, it's my AFC team. Patriots and Steelers play each other a lot, so I kind of have to hate the Steelers. It's kind of how it goes. It's gross, but they are meant for each other. I mean, that's true. We have a really weird situation going on. We have 43% says A, 43% says D, and 14 for C. Okay, interesting. I agree with you on that, Can. I agree. I do agree, though. You're a Steelers fan, and you speak of treachery against the Ravens. Yep. Matthew being a Ravens fan. I could see that. I could see that. You think Jamie and Cersei love each other in a narcissistic way where they see them? So, okay, Metal. This is a great question. I think from Cersei's point of view, yes. I think Cersei sees Jamie as just her female or her male version of herself. And that's kind of how I think Cersei sees it. Jamie, on the other hand, I think is different. I think Jamie sees it as more of an actual like attraction, love type thing to Cersei as a person. So I think from one side of it, yes. My sister met Larry Fitzgerald once. That is awesome, Ashley. I would love to meet Larry Fitzgerald. The closest I've been to Larry Fitzgerald is I was at a St. Louis Rams game when they were still, in town, and they were playing the Cardinals, and I got to see, some of the Cardinals players. Like, I didn't really like get up to talk to them or anything like that, but I had went down because, again, when I went, this has been how my whole life's been. When we go to hockey games, baseball games, football games, it's never been like we're, close enough to where like you can talk to the players or you could say something to where the players could hear you. We're always like kind of at the top, cheap tickets, But we went down before the game had started because, again, the Rams were not good during this period. So it's not like the Rams games were getting sold out or anything. Like, most of the time, if you were going to a Rams game, there was probably 40% of the people there that were actually rooting for the other team. So, put it that way. So basically walked down to kind of the farthest part of the closest you could get to where they were practicing, and it was really cool to like see that and stuff. But yeah, no. I've never really like met any football player before. I've had a really tiny football when I was like before I was born. My dad got an autographed football of London Fletcher. If you guys don't know who that is, he was a linebacker for the Rams when they won the Super Bowl. He went on to play for, I think, Washington and Buffalo as well. He retired probably like 2007 or 8, I think, around there maybe. But yeah, he was a really good player for the Rams, and I don't think I actually still have it just because it's so old, it's faded. At this point, you can't even see there's anything on it, but yeah. I agree though with you on that thirst about if their mother had been around. Wait, Matthew, the Ravens are only your third favorite team? Okay, what are your favorite teams then? That's actually really cool, Ashley. That's really cool. But because I've always thought Larry Fitzgerald's really nice. Like he just like seems like whenever he's talking to people, he has a lot of like respect for people. I don't know. He seemed, I don't know. Just from what I can tell. So he lives in a fancy world. Yeah, agreed, Violet. This happened at a small restaurant in Seattle. That's even more like cool that like he was cool with like someone coming up to him at a restaurant and like he was like really respectful. That's actually really cool. What is your name? I forgot. My name is Eric. But yeah, you can call me that. You can call me Grease. You can call me Goblin. You can call me whatever floats your boat, I guess. All right, okay. Since A and D are tied, I think we're gonna put them in. Oh, I think we'll go B for now. It's kind of a messed up relationship, but yeah, we'll go with B. All right, moving on. We have Robert and Cersei. Joe Burrow just got a touchdown, guys. Love to see that. We need about 6 more of those tonight. Robert and Cersei. I don't even know how to rank this one because this is a terrible relationship. But it's not ew, like it's not F. So I think we'll go A, B, C, D. This is another interesting one because their relationship was terrible, but they are very iconic. That's really cool. Those are the best places to meet famous people. See, I think meeting someone at a restaurant is probably it's Eric Mar. Is probably one of the worst because I've heard of a lot of stories about people meeting celebrities at restaurants and them like not liking that. And a lot of famous people or people that are like, you know, have a following have said like they really don't like being approached at restaurants. So I would always be like kind of, if I was in that situation, it would be really like weird because I would have that in the back of my mind. And I don't know. It'd have to depend on what kind of celebrity it was. If it was like a celebrity I knew was probably like, you know, more genuine. And by genuine, I mean like people like Amelia Clark. Like if I saw Amelia Clark in real life and we were at like, I don't know, some restaurant, I would definitely like go over there because I know Amelia Clark's probably a really nice person. So, but like if it's somebody like I wasn't sure on, you know, I probably wouldn't maybe. I don't know. The Rams are number 1, and then the Eagles. You know, so here's the thing. I can't really like the Rams anymore because they left St. Louis. Like that was the only tie that I had to that team. And now they're just kind of whatever to me. And also I like the Cardinals, so it's just like I don't know. I'm not a Rams person. And then the Eagles, I hate the Eagles just because their fan base. I hate the Eagles fan base. They're so obnoxious. And I'm saying this as a Patriots fan, so take that as you will. But God, I hate the God. I don't know. You by the Eagles fan base, you would think they've won like 10 Super Bowls in the last like 20 years. You should put it in C because one person put it in C, but no one else. Yeah, but here's my thing. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, okay, Violet. I'll cave in. We'll put it in C. I was thinking about it, but all right, I'll put it in C. You love the Eagle. We got some Eagles lovers in here. If I saw my favorite celebrity, I'd be too embarrassed to meet them that I wouldn't even look in their direction. Really, Violet. Violet, who's your favorite celebrity? Mar, I am 20. I'm 22. I would totally buy Amelia Clark a drink at the bar. I mean, I would as well, but like, Matthew, we know why you're buying her a drink at the bar. I don't even blame you. Amelia Clark has turned into one of my celebrity crushes. Selena Gomez will always be number 1. It doesn't matter anyway. It will always be Selena Gomez, but you know. I'm sorry. Let me make sure this is not all fucked now. I think we're good. I kind of scrolled a little and it kind of messed up some things, but Robert and Cersei married, held the realm together for 16 years, and then destroyed it. Well, specifically Cersei destroyed it. But all right, D. I think that's solid placement. I think we have another stinker coming in. This is another stinker in my opinion. Lysa and Littlefinger. That's a power couple. Okay, hold on. We're not even gonna make A an option. We're gonna make B, C, D, F. They ain't it. Selena Gomez is a 10. Yes, she is. She is a wonderful woman. I've never met her ever, but she's a wonderful woman. From all the things I see. I don't know. She's another one of those like Amelia Clark people where I'm like, I think she's actually a genuine person. I don't know. We'll see. Well, we won't see actually, because I'm probably never gonna meet her in my life. But you know, it's an interesting idea. I don't know. Well, the way Lysa was screaming, we should all say S tier. Yeah, but here's the thing. Littlefinger was not having a great time. I think Lysa was having a great time, but I don't think Littlefinger was having a great time, okay? A friend of my mind once met the actress who played Shay on the bus. That's pretty cool. How was that interaction? Random stuff. Did they seem genuine? I love a lot, but probably Aaron Taylor Johnson and Lady Gaga. Okay, those are some good ones. What? You look so old. Do you eat pork and drink ginger ale in the morning, or what, man? You'll be shocked at how I look. I would have contributed to. I have a lot of acne scars. Because when I was younger, I had acne really bad. And also I think I got really overweight. So now that I've like reversed that, my skin like it's just, you know, it's just, that's probably how I'd explain it more. Don't have to totally understand, but I've seen it spelled. It's Eric. The first one. Why did I say it's Eric? It's the first one. Water. The only correct way to spell it. I don't know whether to give this a good rating or a bad rating. After all the horrible things Littlefinger did, she kept running back to him. I mean, that's true. He didn't try to talk to her though. That's true. Oh, you're talking about the other thing. Makes sense, random stuff. I guess that could be an awkward situation, but interesting. Littlefinger has only loved one woman. I think it's two. I think it's two now. I think he's starting to love Sansa a little bit. He's starting to get a little googly eyes. I agree. I think it is more disgusting than Cersei and Jaime. I agree, random stuff, but honestly though, I think he probably could have gotten away with it with that one because that person I don't think as is like a major celebrity or someone that probably gets recognized a ton like compared to other people. I don't know. I think that would have been a more like maybe normal one. Grease, I'm sorry, but what you think is not the reason why she's a threat to Lean Hetty. She's my queen. You know what? No, Matthew, no. Yes, Ashley, yes. That's why it's a little, her sister, push. Yes, Dirty Dan, yes. All right, it looks like D tier. I don't mind that. I think F tier is kind of saved for like our pedophiles and such. But you know, whatever. All right, Ned and Catelyn. You're either going to hate this one or you're going to like this one. There's no in between. There's no like I'm so confident that you either people will like this one or not like this one. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this because I think B tier. No, we're gonna put D tier in because I think there's people that are not gonna like this one. I think that the reason is your genes are he's looking at an age. It could be. I don't know. I am German, like Welsh and English, if that helps you. That's my like ancestry and stuff, but I don't know. Could be my genes though. I don't know. It's very possible. I mean, to be fair, I got like a lot of acne genes and stuff from my mom, because I know my mom had a lot of acne when she was younger. But I don't know. It's an interesting idea. It's interesting the way the body works and the world works, I guess. But you know, things I wish I knew when I was younger, because they're well, okay. Let's not say I wish I knew them, because I kind of knew them. But like, if I had taken more, if I had worked more on myself, that would have been great. But yeah, I'm a European mutt. Yeah, I pretty much am as well. I have like 1% Russian, but that's about it. Everyone that I know is surprised I don't have any Mediterranean, which I kind of am as well, but I don't know. Yes, I agree, Ashley. I agree. I think they both were in different minds there. And their relationship is also kind of a little weird when you think about the idea that she was supposed to marry Brandon and not Ned. I don't know. The Eagles play the Giants, and they will play next week. It should be on Sunday. It's a really big game for the Eagles. If the Eagles lose that game and the Cowboys win, the Cowboys will actually become the divisional winner. The Eagles become the 5th seed. Now, I think it's a bad thing for the Eagles because I think they need Jalen Hurts to have another rest week. But even if they did, they'd play the Buccaneers. Now, it is always scary to go against Tom Brady in the playoffs, but the Eagles have a ton of sacks. Like, they're one of the best teams when it comes to getting to the quarterback. I think that would be a good matchup for them. But yeah, if you're the Eagles, you definitely want to win next week. And to be fair, the Giants aren't playing for anything next week, I don't think. I don't think they can get the 5 seed. I don't think. So, honestly, the Eagles should be able to win that game just based off of motivation and stuff. Yeah, you look at with that dark curly hair. Yes, that is correct. Very strong of you. You gotta stop, Violet. You gotta stop. I mean, I am Team Black, so maybe that's who I would be. I always like think about like in a Song of Ice and Fire, like who I would be. Maybe I would just be like Jace or something. I don't know, man. I want A tier is good, but you know there were problems. There were. Exactly, Water. That would be cool. Oh fuck, I hate the Giants. Dude, I like the Giants so much more than I like the Eagles. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and put them in A tier. We were a little split on this one again, but I think A tier is probably right. Maybe Cam, but I think Catlin would have spilled the beans. I have not Mar. I am a Lions, my hometown Falcons fan, so I truly have no joy. Joey. I want more than anything in not anything because I want the Patriots to win. I want the Lions to beat the Packers so badly. Okay. I don't like Aaron Rodgers as a person, or I don't even really like Aaron Rodgers. Like, I just want them to lose. Okay. I want the Lions to win. I want to see the Lions just kind of like, take over, the Lions are a fun team to watch this year. And that's something that I cannot say. I've really talked about the Lions, or even seen from the Lions in a long time. Like, they have not been very fun to watch. This year they've been actually very entertaining to watch. And the Falcons, I think the Falcons are headed in the right direction though, Joey. Like, I think Drake London was a good pick. I think he's been pretty good this year. Kyle Pitts is an absolute unit. I think you guys have a really good running back, a core group of running backs. I think really it's just figuring out quarterback, I think, or maybe developing Desmond Ritter. And I think there's some holes on defense, but I think you're headed in the right direction. I'm curious, Joey, since you're, a Falcons fan, what are your opinions on Matt Ryan, like as a quarterback, like when he was with Atlanta? Like, what is your opinion on him? Seahawks fans are bad, I will say. You do not want to be Jace. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't want to, but I mean maybe. Why do you think she would have spilled the beans, and to who specifically? I just think she talks a lot. And like when she gets emotional, I think she maybe would have told like Lewin or something, and then you tell Lewin and it's like bam, all right, you're telling the whole world. I mean, especially with the Maester conspiracy, he's a Targaryen, that kid would have been pushed off a well or something. John would be dead. He would have fallen down something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't do the next poll. But Gilly and Sam, they have a good relationship, right? I don't know, man. They're just like, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't like reading about them. I don't know. So I might be biased, but Raider fans are the worst. I don't know. I haven't met many Raiders fans. I'm from Illinois, and like I don't really see Raiders fans. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, if I was going to do a top 5 worst fan bases in my area that I've seen, number 1. Let me think about this. Actually, let me think about this. I'd have to say Eagles. I think the Eagles are the worst fan base around where I am. 2. The Steelers and the Packers are equally as bad. Those are bad. Oh no, sorry, Cowboys. Sorry, Cowboys are 1. I forgot about the Cowboys. Cowboys, Eagles, Steelers, Packers, and Chiefs. I think those are the 5. Because I live kind of closer to the, not I don't live close, but like the closest football team to me is like I think it's either the Chiefs or the Bears. So there's a lot of Chiefs fans around. They're just like, but I don't know. You hope baby Sam dies. Wow. Violet, don't worry. My OCD hated it too, but I was too lazy to go and fix it. Can't forgive 28-3 though. Yeah. Joey, I won't even lie. Matt Ryan, especially when he was with the Falcons, was one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL. And I had such high not high expectations. I think I wanted more than anything for Matt Ryan to do well with the Colts and get a ring this year. I really wanted to see that happen, and it's just really unfortunate the way he's probably going to end his career. Um, it's a shame, and I think the team around Matt Ryan didn't help him. I don't think it was all on Matt Ryan in Indianapolis, and even with the Falcons too. I think the Falcons, it wasn't all on Matt Ryan. I mean, there was other things that happened. Even for 28-3, right? Giving up as a defense 25 points in a quarter, basically, no matter the circumstances, right, is unbelievable. So, I mean, I still don't put all of that on Matt Ryan. Like, Matt Ryan did make mistakes. He did in that Super Bowl, but I don't put all of that on him, and he gets all of that. But that is a badass name, Jesse. New here. We talking show or books or both? We're talking mainly the books. So mainly the show ones, I kind of just took out. But yeah, in certain times we're doing both, like Matthew said. Welcome to the stream as well, Megan. Yeah, it's kind of both depending on certain ones. So like Jorah and Danny we did off of the book, because in the book it's a little bit more kind of messed up. I keep thinking you're saying Meg Ryan and getting so confused. No. When we left Feast for Coast, did Gilly get off the boat before Merwin took it and sailed to Daenerys? Yeah, Gilly did. Yeah. Matt Ryan hasn't had a truly great team around him either. So he dudes a that just didn't ever have the help he needed. So I disagree to a degree, Joey, because in his earlier years with Atlanta, when he had Julio Jones, like in his first couple years, had Roddy White, Tony Gonzalez, Michael Turner, who was having a really good couple years with Atlanta. I think he had the offensive pieces to perform, but I think his defense was not great at certain points in his career that really held back that team. And there's other situations where they didn't perform in the playoffs, or they just had chokes. I don't know. Matt Ryan is a very interesting quarterback to really look at. And I do think, especially in the later stages of Matt Ryan's career, ownership did not help him at all. I mean, Matt Ryan did not have a decent O-line for the last 5 to 6 years of his career. The early stages of his career, I think he had the best chance to win a Super Bowl. And I guess early years, I'm still kind of factoring in like their last Super Bowl appearance for the Falcons, but I don't know. Like if Matt Ryan had been on a team like Green Bay, or had been on a team that like a successful franchise, knows how to draft, knows how to build a team, Matt Ryan truly could have been like an elite level quarterback. Like, I mean, I thought he was kind of elite at times, but I'm talking like, the Drew Brees, Big Ben, that era kind of players. He could have been in that, upper echelon of quarterbacks, and not been around like, because I think Matt Ryan is, for my generation, like, or as I was watching, Matt Ryan was kind of the Kirk Cousins of now. But I think Matt Ryan was a bit better than that. But I don't know. So you guys think B tier for Gilly and Sam? Now it is kind of close, so we're gonna put him in A. We're gonna put him in A just based upon the fact that it was really split between S and B, and there were a lot of votes for A. So I think we're gonna go in the middle of that. I think is a solid spot. All right, Grey Worm and Missandei. This one is basically just the show, really. I mean, Missandei is super young at this point, so this is more the show than anything. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think on this one. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of that's kind of a weird one as well. But yeah, I think if I was voting for you guys, I would just do show for this one. But I don't know. You guys do it the way you guys want to do it. I mean, the next one's kind of going to be like that as well. Like Marcella and Tristain, it's going to be another one of those like, eh. All right, we need to check fantasy. It's very important. Very important right now to check how we're doing here. Is T. Higgins contributing? Because if T. Higgins is contributing, it's bad. Very bad. Wait for that to load. Ugh. I've also been having problems with ESPN Fantasy. I don't know if anyone that plays fantasy football has been having issues with that, but kind of been having problems there. Of course you are, Water. Of course. Do you like that they aged up, or they aged characters up, or no? In certain regards, yes. So Masande, yes. Now other ones, it's tough because I think they needed to age up like Danny. I think that made sense. You just couldn't have a show where Danny is a 13-year-old girl. You know, like, I don't know. I think to me it had to be. Now, other situations, I think it didn't really make any sense to. Like, for instance, Ned and Catelyn, right? They're much younger in the books than they are basically in the show, right? Like, Catelyn in the books is still described as being, like, very attractive. And I'm not saying Michelle Pfeiffer, like, she looks good for her age, but it's not, like, the same dynamic. So certain, like, regards, yes. In certain regards, no. You got to use Sleeper for fantasy. I've never even heard of Sleeper. What is that? Just another place for fantasy? I'd never heard of that before. ESPN Fantasy is either great or terrible. I agree, Joey. Now, Joey, another thing about ESPN Fantasy, okay? I swear, okay, the first year I did fantasy football, I was having this weird situation where I swear the person that was like the host of the fantasy league was changing my starting lineup. My starting lineup on ESPN without me touching it would change multiple times after I had said it. And it was ESPN Fantasy is just really hit or miss for me. I don't know. All right. Masande we're going to put in A. It's like it's kind of like in the middle there, but we'll go A. I think that's a solid rating. They humanize each other in the show. Without each other, they've only ever just worked for someone. Agreed. I think it's a really good. I think I really was actually a fan of Missandei and Grey Worm. I think that was a good relationship in the show. So I agree with you on that, Megan. Yeah, Sleeper is the best fantasy football app. Are you a spokesman of Sleeper, Water? You're coming off as like me with Aquafina, like, you know. Sadly, I don't have any water at my desk, but everyone stay hydrated. Aquafina is the best water, if you didn't know. And yeah, I always spell Marcella's name wrong. Hopefully, I spelled it there right. I don't know. I don't know why I do that, but I just struggle with it. This is a relationship that I don't even think I should put S on this. Like, we just don't see it. Like in the book, it's, you know, we don't really see it at all, really. In the show, it's like, okay, whatever. Like, anything revolving Dorne is bad. So I don't know where guys are gonna put this one. I have no idea what your thoughts are on this one. I'm really intrigued by the next one, because Rhaegar and Lyanna is a relationship that, yes, Lyanna I think loved Rhaegar. Rhaegar I don't think loved her. I think Rhaegar was more of a friends with benefits type situation, and he was just trying to get another heir, more or less. And also, the relationship caused a lot of people to die. I don't know, man. Hey, I'm not judging, Violet. I'm not judging. Get that bread, you know? But you also have to say, for legal reasons, if it's sponsored or not. You see, Violet. You see, because if I came on here and I was like, yeah, you should get all the, you know, get Aquafina and stuff like that, but I didn't say it was, you know, sponsored or something like that, and it was sponsored and I was getting money, not good. Sleeper, Yahoo, NFL, ESPN, The Field, CBS. All right. I've only ever used ESPN and the NFL one. I didn't really like the NFL one that much, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try a different one next year. Next year, hopefully next year, we can have a massive one for fantasy football for the channel. I have never tried Fiji water, so I have no opinions on that, Matthew. But I I've been getting into core water a little bit, because my aunt had it, and also because they were out of Aquafina at the store. It's okay. I think core water is like that step. Like if we were doing a tier list of water, it'd be like A tier, while Aquafina is an S tier. I don't know. They're not paying me. I just want. Okay, all right, whatever you say, water. Whatever you say. I don't know, man. It just seems a little sus to me, but all right. All right, we'll go B tier. It's kind of what you guys are kind of leaning towards. I think that's fair enough. I think that's fair. And then, so this one I started talking a little bit about. Okay. Rhaegar and Lyanna. I don't know where you guys are going to put this. I don't think this is an S tier. We're gonna throw that out there right now. This is not S tier. But where do you think Rhaegar and Lyanna are as a relationship? I'm interested where you guys put them. I'm not putting F tier Violet. Just because it just doesn't deserve to be on the ew level, I don't think. But I don't know. Never CVS or CBS though. Okay. And you like core? I'm glad. Water, I'm glad. Having Hurts and Burrow as my QBs in fantasy is the luckiest I've gotten. Not sure how I did it. See, you know what's funny, Joey? Both of my fantasy leagues, I didn't draft. Or no, I drafted the one that's gonna win today because of Mike Evans. I actually drafted that team, so I should be a little bit more proud of that team, I guess. But I put way more investment into the one for the channel that we have, and I actually didn't pick the team at all. The CPU did it. I forgot about it because I was at work, and I've kind of just like dropped multiple players. Like think about my original starting lineup, lads. My original starting lineup that the AI drafted was Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow were my quarterbacks. I had Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley, and Elijah Mitchell. I had wide receivers. Now this is the crazy part. I had Cooper Kupp. I had Debo. Tyreek Hill. I had DeAndre Hopkins. My wide receivers were stacked. And then I also still had George Kittle and Dallas Goedert as my tight ends. Like, my team was stacked. I don't know how that happened. Somebody must have been trolling in the draft, but I don't know. If anyone ever endorsed Can Dasani, they were lying. Agreed. Megan. If Dasani ever tried to get me to endorse something, or I guess it's Coke, technically, because Coke kind of owns Dasani or whatever. It's their water. I would literally laugh at them. I would be, it would, there's no money that I would take to literally come on stream or a video and say, yeah, you guys should buy Dasani. It's such a good water and all this stuff. Dude, no. I can't. That's true. We don't know a ton about the relationship. It's more or less speculation. But for me, this one would probably be C or D. I think because of their relationship, they caused so many people to lose their lives. And the relationship as a whole doesn't seem like it was the most healthy to begin with. I feel like Rhaegar was very much using Lyanna. All right, so it looks like it's going to be D tier. We'll go C tier. There's a lot of like people that had A, B, they're kind of tied, and then it was kind of close. We'll go C tier. I think that's fine. Two of our most important relationships right next to each other, and that's kind of funny. All right, well, that will be the stream. Thank you guys for all doing the couples one, and I'm gonna be interested to see what we do next Monday. I got a couple ideas, and I'll kind of choose one. I don't know. Also, hope you guys are excited for this week's videos. We got Ned 1, the reread tomorrow. Very excited for you guys to see that one. I still gotta record and edit that one tonight. And hold on, let me see what other videos I'm doing this week. I haven't recorded them yet. I've been pretty busy, but I got them written down. Oh, so we're gonna be talking about the Valarians and House of the Dragon, and not exactly the plot, but the way that they took their direction of those characters. So I'm interested to do that one. And then we also have, this was a stream idea, what if Aegon V brings back a dragon and/or survives Summerhall? So those will be the videos for the week. And yeah, so thank you guys all for watching, participating in the stream, and I will see you guys all in the next